Hello again. Yeah, I've literally got a bit of a different perspective on this one, as I'm wanting to talk about TOQOh. Basically, from Rasha Sentai's TOQChanger, the same show that spawned the TOQChanger, is their robot. Using the Power Rangers term, it would be the Megazord of the series. Drawback of it is it's a bit difficult to do without having a flat down look because they're train based. So we're taking the top-down approach. Now, one of the real advantages I find is the way they've designed them all. For one thing, they are completely designed to work with the TOQChanger, right down to the fact that the front end of them is compatible with the TOQChanger. If you compare the two versions of Red Rasher, they are very, very similar. Just obviously they have a dummy one that comes with the brace, but right down to the control pattern for the brace on the bottom, it is the same on the front end of the train cab. And this goes the same for all five. So to get the core 5 transformations, you have to get, well, the giant robot, which is the one reason, or to be honest, the main reason I bothered this time. I wouldn't usually. Going with a different one to start with this time. Again, as you can see, it now, obviously it calls the different number. The thing is, once you put one in, it knows what train is in and what train it started with. So now I can actually run through a transfer. Go yellow this time. And a quick way to show that it always knows what state you're in . Let's go red. Let's go back to the start. Mainly to show that each train also has its own train summon. Obviously, the main advantage is that, all the trains, they work as robot components. And as far as I'm aware, all of the auxiliary ones work as their sort of bolt-on form as well as working with the brace. By reassembling all the trains into full train form, again, you'll see that there's a definite style to the various ones. So, Red Rasher is, it's a classic locomotive style train. Blue and green Resha are both bullet train style variants. Pink and yellow Resha are, well, to be honest, they are very much reminiscent of the types of trains that we get here in the UK. And I think the type that you mainly get in America as well. I obviously don't know as much about American trains not living in America, and the couple of times I've been, I'm pretty sure I never took a train ride, so I think I can be forgiven for either not knowing or not remembering. But it means that you get these styles that are very, very individual, for each of the trains, which then carries down to each of the characters. And then, obviously, in true Sentai Robo style, they are designed to combine together. Let's see if I can remember how all of this works. I've only ever actually done this once up until now. Flipping these out gives a couple of fists, or vaguely fists, which can then be used with the weapon, either in either in sword mode or gun mode. But yet on its own, it will basically look like a railway crossing sign, like so much more. And for some strange reason, the pretty much international way of symbolising a railway crossing in everywhere except here in the UK. I have no idea why we're different. But yeah, there you have, if you splay the hips out a little bit, the robot form. I mean, okay, yes, it's got, not huge in the way of articulation. The hands aren't great. Let's remember to put his shoulder pads the right way around. But he looks the part. And the advantage, though, to be honest, is that, here you have the transformation components that go with the brace. Usually it's like, where am I going to store all of these? How do I put them on my shelves? Well, 5 of them sort of combine together in this case. I can keep them on the shelf in robot form. Because of something that, again, as far as I can tell, is to do with the part replacement gimmick, you can always pull off the transformation components to use with the brace, then clip them back onto the robot. You can do that with the arms as well. You can even do that with red Resha, although obviously you've got the dummy red Resha that came with the brace. So personally, what I tend to do is I have those like that, and then mounted on a bottle to keep it upright, I just have this stashed on the shelf next to it. So yeah, that is TOQOh and the sounds that the component parts will add to the TOQChanger. Again, I'm really glad that I got this. I wouldn't often get the giant robot. It's not usually my kind of thing. But in this case, you end up with something that's both, a nice little model to stick on your shelf, as well as, expanding the sounds available for the transformation toy. So yeah, that is definitely a fun toy to play with, I find. Well, I shall be back soon with either some more toy talk or maybe even a vlog on something completely different. Until then, see ya.